Next time you paint flowers, blur your reference photo. This one simple change will fix what I see as the biggest problem students have painting flowers, which is they jump into details too quickly. They start chasing individual petals before creating the actual full form of the flower. And that's why their flowers end up looking flat and messy. Blurring your photo forces you to see the big shapes in the big forms. It shows you exactly what matters and what can be ignored. If you can get the big forms right, the details become optional. Let me show you what I mean in this tutorial. And so what I really want you to focus on in this is big shapes. See how big, how connected you can make them, but also how interesting you can make them. Shape. You see how it's getting like lost in the shadows? That's what we're gonna do. Once we put in that background color, we're gonna mix it right in. All right, let's start with these roses. Let's start with the kind of shadows. Look at this big shadow shape here. Just an average, not the darkest value I see. So I'm just going to kind of find other places I see this. So let's put in the light side of these roses. It's going to help us dial things in. It's pretty vibrant color rose. Now, I don't want to go as the brightest bright, like there's kind of like some really bright pink here. I don't want that. I just want an average, something that I can then find lighter and darker values within. Really take note of my brushwork and how I'm putting in these, what are, just so you know again, what I'm putting in, how I'm grouping these, because I can always come in and separate them later. And let me show you what I mean with like separating them, is you can come back with the color that's behind it, which is this dark green, and you can just kind of cut away at the silhouette of it enough to get it to read as what they are. And you still might have to go and like put a few like little outskirt and little spray, little ones kind of on the outside. I feel like it's very similar to how I put leaves in on a tree. Now, coming back to these little things, there's one more thing you can do. Is you can kind of push some little lighter areas, which will help signal them being separated. Doesn't mean you have to do little you can still make like a mark like that, like that. All right, let's jump into these roses and add a little more. Let's add another light value. So as I'm putting this in, I'm thinking, where's this light coming from? It's coming from the right. It's going whoosh. Think about it as if you had like a spray bottle of water and you sprayed it. What would get hit? What wouldn't? Obviously this dark part, that's not getting hit by water because it's back behind. So kind of think about that when you're laying in the color. Let's get a touch more blue. Still trying to connect shapes here. All right, I just want to take a quick break from the lesson to let you know that the full tutorial of the painting that you're seeing in this video is available on Paint Coach Studio. In there, I have literally hundreds of real-time painting tutorials all done by me. It's a great way to demystify the painting process and see how a painting is made and how it's not magic. It's a series of steps that you can learn too. I upload a new one every single week, so you never have to worry about not having something to paint. And once you're in, you also get to be a part of the Paint Coach private Facebook group that has close to 1,000 members. It's a great positive painting community of like-minded students that are learning just like you. You can try it free for 7 days to see if you like it. I'll put a link to where you can do that in the description of this video. If I need to, I can always come back some darker values. Push in a little more form. All right, so I feel like I've taken this pretty far with this version of the photo. So let's see. Actually, one more thing. I really want to try and stick with this for as long as I can. Seeing some slightly lighter shapes all up in here. Trying to get those in. Let's switch over to the regular version of the photo. But let's be careful not to get carried away. Let's just see what we want to pick and choose to put in here. Maybe I do get a little more specific with the little shape of that. And see, now if you wanted to, you could take the time and kind of get a lot of these flower petals in if you wanted to. Triangle parts on the ends kind of help really sell it. And this is where the artist part comes in. I don't know, I feel like the main job of an artist in any facet, any medium, is making decisions. And so at this point, I have to make decisions. What do I want to communicate? So like I look at this and I think, okay, like, is there anything I can do to make it better? And I think about things like the fact that I was putting in these cools, like these cooler blues. I'm like, okay. And I think the opposite of, okay, well, I like these cooler values, or not cooler values, but like cooler colors. Is there any way I can enhance them more by pushing warmer colors around it? My first instinct is like, I feel like I'm sensing some warmth over here, just like some burnt sienna, just like lightly brushed in here. I think, okay, maybe what would happen if I push the warm? Because I feel like a lot of my light, because I have this cool light coming in, like what happens if I did push some warmth into this? Like what's that gonna do? So I'm kind of just mixing up that background of color again, but maybe keeping it a little more warmer than usual that I had. Yeah, I feel like I'm liking that. Just adding some more petals on that side. And don't feel like obligated to get every single little petal that you see. If some don't make it in, that's fine. No one's gonna know. And keep coming back to these little white things. I know there's a name for them, and all y'all are probably screaming at the TV right now or computer screen of what they are. But I'm gonna go in and make them a little bit brighter, or just add some brighter notes to them.
You see how like throughout the painting, like I just, as it went on, I kept like inching forward with the brightness of these. That's the good lesson to learn and understand is like it's better to start too dark and then just progressively get lighter. Now, if you want to keep going, don't let me stop you. It's kind of the best thing about this method of painting, of like starting with these simple shapes, is that you can take it as far or as not far as you want. Maybe I've gone too far. Some of you might be thinking, oh, like I liked it better 10 minutes ago. Definitely had that happen to my paintings. But here, like if I wanted to kind of suggest the shape of these more, I can always come back in, trim around them. Main part of this I hope you take away from is the overall process and starting with the blurred photo and how that helps and how that's going to help shift the way you look at flowers and hopefully everything you paint. And this is, when you hear painters say squint your eyes, this is what they're talking about. Breaking things down into simple shapes makes it a lot easier to paint. Can also add a lot of confidence to your painting. Hope you enjoyed. Have fun painting.